Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center and the J.D. MacArthur Arena here on the shores of Georgian Bay in Owen Sound. You're seeing on the screen there the Valley Gamblers and Kilsyth Flyers nameplates, but what you're actually seeing on the ice here at the Bayshore are the Odessa Bandits from Saskatchewan and the Blitz, a team from Quebec. This is the 2018 Juvenile Canadian Championships here in Owen Sound, being hosted in Owen Sound. And later on in this broadcast, we're going to be joined by Ryan Gregg, who's one of the co-chairs of this event, to talk exactly about how Owen Sound came to host this event. But we are here. It is overtime between these two teams, a 1-1 finish at the end of regulation, and so they're in overtime right now. Our broadcast starting here at 5 o'clock live on Rogers TV. Thank you for tuning in, and on our YouTube channel. But this game, as I said, is in overtime, just finishing up. Even in round-robin action, things do not end in a tie here at the Juvenile Broomball Championships, so they play it right to the end. They go 5-on-5 and then 3-on-3 for overtime. My name is Michael Harris, and I'll be here with you all night calling the action. And as I said, I'll be joined by Ryan Gregg and some other people from the Broomball organization here in and around Owen Sound, and Kilsyth and Katy, and lots of names of the towns around here that host Broomball. So you are seeing the overtime there, and let's get to that action because we may as well talk about it while it is going on the ice. You will see that the Odessa Bandits are in white and the Blitz are in black. As I said, 1-1. We're down to 3-on-3 overtime. And on the ball's on the wing. It is a control game, slowing it down, trying to figure out holes in the defense. There's a pass deep into the corners out front. Nobody there to bang it in. They're 3-on-3. Nobody in that slot area. Fighting for it along the hash marks. You can see a white player going. It's a breakaway. Unless Odessa had a bit of a break, but a great play by number 17, Adam Pleward, for the team from Quebec to get back on defense. And here is Pleward with the ball, putting it up to center. And the red line is the offside line in Broomball. And number 47, I don't have his name on the card, so I can't tell you who he is. But here come the Odessa Bandits with a shot. Oh, just wide on the left side of the net. The Bandits try and keep control. There's a battle along the hash along the hash marks. And the Blitz just play it behind their net, but that ball may be lost. No, it is. The Blitz defense can get there. So the shoes they're running have some grip, but they do slide a little bit, so you will see some bobbles and some fancy footwork. But a control game. Daniel LaFrance with it. Moves it over to the corner. And Roost has the ball now. Can he get it out of his zone? He's got a teammate streaking up the middle. Louis-Maxime Marquis wanted it up the middle. Now he's coming off to the side. You can see the captain there for the Blitz is number 91, Daniel LaFrance, and he's going to chase it down. But he can't get there. Ahead of him is Brandon Turner. Turner plays it over to his captain for the Odessa Bandits from Saskatchewan, and that captain is Dwight Kress. Kress runs into his teammate, but they're into the zone, a 2-on-2. Here's a backhand shot. No, a fan on it. Just a fake shot, we'll call it here. Give the player some credit. Slowing it down, making a change. Captain Kress goes off. The ball's played out defensively, but it's kept in at the red line. With it, number 12 is Dawson Bender. Bender over to assistant captain Hayden Wagman. Wagman's going to play it. No, he looks and fakes a deep shot into the zone. Getting their offense set up. Just patient defense from Blitz. Now here's a challenge out of the red line, but it's kept in. Oh, and a nice chest-high stick to keep control of the ball. Number 7 here with it. Wagman misses the shot. Good defense there by Blitz. Here's the front. Oh, and a chance missed by Mayer. Colton Mayer had the game right in front of his stick. Just knocked away. Oh, and there's the steal. Roost with it. Roost on a break. Can Bender get back? Roost has it. Cuts in the middle. Slips. Oh, loses the ball. And nice rebound control by the goalie. Number 22, Nathaniel Ruckaber. Oh, and there's a breakaway missed. I talked about this. I mean, they're on ice out there, folks. And the shoes do have a bit of grip, but not a lot. You can see once they get going, and a bit of a limp going off there. You can't see it on your screen, but Alex Roost, who had that break, is limping on the way off. So hopefully just to tweak something. They have lots of broomball to play this weekend. In for the face-off is the Blitz. So Blitz win the face-off. Number 8, William Paradis with it up at the blue line. Surveying the action. He's got a player out front, maybe looking for a tip. He's going to take a backhand shot. Oh, nice rebound control by Ruckenberg, goaltender for the Odessa Bandits. So you're seeing some action here, folks. And that rebound control, of course, for a goalie in any sport, so important. People flying around. 3-on-3 overtime. 1-1 at the end of regulation between the Blitz out of Quebec, and not sure what city they are, but the province of Quebec at least, and the Odessa Bandits from Saskatchewan. So this is the 2018 Juvenile Canadian Championships hosted in Owen Sound. And exciting whenever we get a chance here on Rogers TV to host a national level competition. We've done it before 2 years ago when the adult championship, national championships for Broomball were here, hosted in Owen Sound, and we've done some national championship basketball for you. So just, there it is! There's the winner, folks! There it is, an overtime winner. And I do not have, is that Daniel LaFrance, number 90-something? No, I do not have the number for that goal scorer. Sorry about that, but that is a goal, and it passed over by William Parody. What a play to finish it off, a 2-on-0. Hey, listen, guys, if that is the broomball we're going to be subjected to for the next few days here in Owen Sound, we're going to get our money's worth. And speaking of that, if you like what you're seeing here, certainly stay tuned to Rogers Television and our channel on YouTube. But we also encourage you, of course, to get down to the live event, either at the Julia MacArthur Regional Recreation Centre or here at the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Centre. So as you see the teams lining up, there'll be, I'm sure, probably player of the game presentations to each team. But what a game that was. I got here to watch the second period, 2 18-minute halves in these games, and then they play an 18-minute 3-on-3 overtime if necessary. So that was a tight-checking affair the whole time. A 2-1 score is not totally uncommon in broomball. As we get organized up here in the booth, a little bonus action for you. As I said, the Odessa Bandits and the Quebec Blitz. So bonus action there to get us started. An overtime winner. 2-1 score, not totally unheard of in broomball. It can be a low-scoring game, but then we did have a 9-1 game earlier in the day in Owen Sound. This tournament got underway this morning at the Rex, Julia MacArthur Regional Recreation Centre, and here at the Bayshore, so lots of action going on. I happened to be at the Rec Centre last night. My daughter was doing her swim team stuff, and most of these teams got in from across Canada yesterday. I'm sure all of them did, and they had practice time booked for them yesterday so they could get used to their surroundings and shake off the bus legs. It is a true national championship. We have teams from Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Quebec, Ontario, and other places, and you will see them play throughout the weekend. Rogers has made a commitment. We're going to broadcast pretty well everything that's going on here at the Bayshore, because when great events are going on, great sporting events and otherwise, we want to bring it to you. I am Michael Harris, and I'm excited for the next game we have coming up at 5:15 because it does include the host Kilsyth Flyers men's juvenile team. When we say juvenile, it ranges in age from 16 to 20, the young men on the team. And having said that, we're talking about men's broomball, but this is also young women's broomball as well. So we have the same age group of women here. We have the Kilsyth Young Guns, we have Mildmay, Palmerston. So lots of local content to bring you this weekend. As I said, I encourage you to click in and watch us here on Rogers TV, but get down to the rinks. I think it's $10 a day to get in, or $20 for the whole weekend pass. So not a high price to pay to take in, national championship broomball. And it is a sport that I would say to you is in growth mode here in Grey and Bruce counties. We'll talk more about that with some of my broadcast partners tonight as they are involved in broomball at all levels here. Certainly myself, growing up on the east side of Owen Sound in Bognor, I wasn't really exposed to broomball, but my friends that were brought up on the west side of Owen Sound in places like Shaw Lake and Kilsyth and Katy, broomball has been a big part of their life for a long time. But the difference these days for me, and again we'll get the perspective of others later on in the broadcast, is that it's getting younger and younger. We have kids playing broomball almost at all ages these days, which is great. Anytime we have more sport opportunity for our youth and our adults for that matter, it's a great thing. And a national championship being hosted in Owen Sound, being brought to you by Rogers TV. So the Kilsyth Flyers will be coming up against the Valley Gamblers. A great game because of the local content for Kilsyth, but also because the Valley Gamblers are the 2017 national champions. So of course, whenever you have a youth team, there will be some turnover, and some players from Valley Gamblers that were at the championships last year will not be here, but they'll pick up some other great players that will fill in those gaps. So you can see today that Blitz that we just saw has played 2 games and they have 2 wins. The Valley Gamblers have played 1 game and they have a win. They would have beat Odessa earlier today, and Odessa just lost to the Blitz. And Kilsyth Flyers lost earlier today. Looks like they lost to Quebec, the Quebec 2 team. So Kilsyth started the turn. As I said, this tournament got going fast and furious today. All the teams getting 2 games in on day 1. So Kilsyth will be looking to bounce back from a loss earlier in the day, and no doubt that the Valley Gamblers want to continue their winning streak on a way to defending their national championship. It is a big event, as I said, women and men's in here today and all weekend. So we go right until Sunday. I think it's just Wednesday today, so it's lots of broomball. And it goes till Saturday. Sorry, just correct myself so the championships and playoffs will be on Saturday, of course, brought to you on Rogers TV here at the Bayshore. But this broomball event has taken over all 3 rinks in Owen Sound. It's great timing for that, as the hockey has wrapped up. Any local women's team or young women's team is moving on to provincials this weekend in Brampton and Mississauga, so they're out of the way. The Attacker in Sault Ste. Marie, so the broomball can come in and showcase their sport, another real great ice sport in and around Grey and Bruce counties and throughout our nation. Broomball kind of exists in pockets all over the place. Friends of mine in Windsor play broomball, and their team isn't here, or their kids' teams aren't here this weekend, but lots of great talent. So you can see behind me, the teams are on the ice warming up. Lots of shots on the goalies. The ball they're playing with, if you're not familiar with broomball, but maybe you're familiar with road hockey, it's much like that orange road hockey ball, kind of that hard exterior, but there is a bit of give to it, and they try to keep the balls warm, so it's got a bit of give, because the goalies don't wear a ton of equipment. They might wear a hockey goalie upper body with a blocker and then a softer glove so they can handle and grab the big ball, but they're wearing shin pads and kind of a girdle there. You can see the goalie for the Kilsyth Flyers right there, and we'll get numbers on them. Their goalies are Brandon Stewart and Brady Lisk. I know Brady Lisk is a high quality, top quality lacrosse goaltender, and that looks like Brady right there with the Sunday morning hockey Maple Leaf style jersey on, number 30, Brady Lisk, and Brandon Stewart in net. But again, we'll get those things clear as the games go along. That is the Kilsyth Flyers, and they're your Valley Gamblers. So Kilsyth is the home team, and that is indicated by being in white. So we do have home and away jerseys here. But we'll clarify that for you at the beginning of each game, who's the home team and who's the away team. And Kilsyth hosting this great event. So warm-ups, of course, they got to get out there and feel the ice. And for a lot of these teams, it's a different setting. It may be a much larger ice surface than they're used to. Certainly, the Kilsyth team playing out of other arenas, it's a bigger ice surface for them. And so to get used to that, probably partly why teams are practicing in Owen Sound yesterday, just to get used to the new surroundings, and as I said earlier, shake off the bus legs. I'm going to welcome to the booth Ryan Gregg, co-organizing chair, I believe, for this event this year. Welcome to the booth, Ryan.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's been a busy day getting things underway.
I bet. Yeah, and we do appreciate you taking the time, because I know you're coaching and around and organizing, and so we do appreciate you taking the time to come up and being in the booth with me tonight.
Yeah, luckily the weather didn't come in until the teams were already arrived in Owen Sound, and also it worked out because it got me a day off work, so
nice.
Here I am.
And I was talking about that earlier before he came up, that these teams from out of province certainly came into Owen Sound yesterday and had some practice time here and at the rec center, kind of shake off those bus legs. So I was actually chatting with a couple teams at the rec center last night. So they're excited to be in Owen Sound. This is obviously the culmination of a big season for these teams.
Yep, most teams, like in Ontario, for example, they qualify in late November, early December, so then they spend the rest of their season fundraising to get here, and then also practicing, playing in tournaments, getting themselves prepared. For some of the provinces like Saskatchewan and Manitoba, there aren't nearly as many teams or players as what we have in Ontario, and especially in the Owen Sound area.
Yep.
We're very lucky. The Ladies League out of Katy is the largest league in Canada. So
Is that right?
For teams like Saskatchewan, Manitoba to come and see some different players their age and get to play a bunch of games, and it's very central. Owen Sound's a great place to hold this event. Those teams are just so happy that everything is 3 minutes from the hotel or from one arena to the next. So the convenience of it all, like restaurants are handy, physiotherapy's handy, everything is just, stone's throw away. And in a place like Saskatchewan, when everything is so spread out, it's a nice convenience for them.
Yeah, I was thinking this with our 3 rinks, right, based, as you said, really close to each other, and hopefully the right hotel capacity to get these teams in and get them situated. It would be a great spot to host this event. So obviously you're not playing this weekend. This is the younger guys out there.
No, I aged out of this about 15 years ago.
Don't do the math, right? Yeah. But I was also chatting earlier that you have some experience hosting national events. You hosted your own nationals a couple years ago for the adults, and that event, I remember, was just huge. It kind of took over the city. And so when that event wrapped up, is that when you kind of said, all right, we've got to get the juvenile championships here someday? Or how did the decision come about to want to host this event?
Well, we were encouraged to host the CBF and the FBAO. Both were so impressed with Linda's work and all our committee and volunteers' work in both the senior provincials in 2015 and then the senior nationals in 2016. We did get rave reviews. A lot of people that have been to multiple nationals said it was the best one they'd ever been at. So between our volunteers and Linda runs a very tight ship, so everything goes smooth when we get here. The coverage was amazing. Rogers here in Owen Sound just did such an awesome job. People across Canada that were watching the game on the feeds online and the YouTube videos after, and people within Owen Sound just were blown away by how well everything was done.
Well, and we appreciate those accolades for Rogers, but it is so important when you're hosting an event of this size to get it out there to the people so that they can see it, right? And we're encouraging, if you're watching on TV at home, I'll say it again, watch tonight on Rogers, but get down to one of the rinks and get in there and see this live, because any sporting event is better. I'm not trying to get rid of viewers, but any sporting event is much better enjoyed live. Do it both ways. And I can already tell, I'm watching the teams run around, and some of these Kilsyth players I know tell the way Brady Stewart runs, but we do have the defending national champion Valley Gamblers here. Now, where are they from, Ryan? Do you know? Just put
they're from the Ottawa Valley.
Oh, it is Ottawa. Okay, so they're an Ontario team.
Yep. So they're not only the defending champs; they are a bit of a dynasty. If anybody comes down here and sees them wearing their coats, they've won nationals 6 or 7 times in the last 8 or 9 years. So they have a very strong program. They do a really good job developing players and finding themselves to have some really good talent. And when it comes time for nationals, they pick up a few good players from other centers to round out the squad.
And so I will say that it is Brady Lisk starting in net for the Kilsyth Flyers, because I see Brandon Stewart out there actually playing a forward position, and I can't see the number for the Valley Gamblers. But having said that, we are underway. And Kilsyth's going to take it into the offensive zone, right into the corner. And it is a contact sport here. Body checking is allowed, Ryan?
Yep, absolutely. It's full contact. There are no shoulder pads, but there are some big hits from time to time.
And there is Brandon Stewart chasing the ball down there. So he does have his number 29 on as the assistant captain. And there's Noah Rouse with the ball. Plays a little flip shot up. It is controlled by Kilsyth along the half wall. And some changes going on. Lots of guys jumping in and out of the bench, not necessarily using out to the slot, nobody home.
That's one handy thing about not having skates on, is you can jump off the bench anywhere and you don't have to worry about cutting anybody.
Yeah, it was that in the last game. But here's a break. In on is Valley Gamblers on a break, but to start the game. Oh, and a nice flip shot over the glove. So it looked promising for the Kilsyth Flyers, but number 12, Paul Paris, for the Valley Gamblers, gets away and makes no mistake.
And that's just how fast the game can go back and forth. There's just, when you can't stop on your edge and get back quite as quick, all it takes is a quick turnover and off they go.
And it was just on the Rogers replay, a little bobble at the blue line, and as you said, they can get going faster forward than you kind of get yourself reset and get back on defense. So we'll see what kind of answer Kilsyth can come up with. Chased back into the zone, up the boards. The offensive zone is the red line, the center line. So it's a big offensive zone to work with and to move the ball around. We didn't get goals in the previous game until late into or midway through the second period. So to start off with a goal here may change the game a little bit to get people more aggressive. A nice defensive play by Kilsyth. Oh, but a giveaway. Look, a fake shot from Jason Rourke. Jason Rourke has it in the corner for Kilsyth. Defended there by Tyler Dunsmore. Good physical battle in the corner, and Rourke slips. And here comes Dunsmore with it with a bit of space. Looking up, seeing his options, plays it calmly behind his net. Everybody getting their sets, offensive or breakout and defensive sets in order. And a nice takeaway by Graham Couch. I talked about these athletes. I coach in other sports. I've coached him in volleyball, so multi-sport athletes here with these broomball players.
Yes, they've all grown up together. Rob Christie had a good group that started a few years ago, and most of these kids are a part of it. Whether they played hockey together or lacrosse or baseball, basically they just got kids that want another activity in the winter.
And Rob Christie is the head coach of this team, I believe.
Yes, he is.
And his son Jared will be out there.
Yep, Jared's a part of the team, and then Rob Wepler is the assistant coach. His son Tyson's on the team as well.
So here, Valley Gamblers not giving up anything. Here's their captain, number 16, Jack Mercier. He goes into the corner, chips it into the corner, and goes and gets it himself. Chip and chase, we'll call that here today. Note coming into the slot is a Valley player, but he just misses it. Fans on it. But the Gamblers get it back. You can see how tenacious they are getting that ball back. Kilsyth has to be careful. Here's Couch with it now in the corner. He's got a bit of time, but then Valley encroaches on his space, and Kilsyth again has to be careful on the half wall. Couch decides to play it around. Lisk with it, just chips it off the glass. Kilsyth kind of hemmed in here in their own zone. You can see the Gamblers all over it. Couch has it, but he's covered there by Brent Watke. And we'll hear some Watke names when we get into some of the Kilsyth Young Gun girls broomball, but I'm not sure if there'll be relations from Ottawa and Kilsyth. So here, the Valley Gamblers doing a good job. Kilsyth is out the slot, off the post, no! Off the post and out the other side. But the Gamblers did a great job getting the ball back a few times. Kilsyth could not get it out, and you see how quickly it turns into an offensive chance. So in a lot of high-level broomball like this, the style of defense is a man-on-man more so than playing a zone. So in a case like that, Valley had it's some good ball handlers, and all it takes is to slip one check and you get an open chance like that. And, you know, I always think of these sports, you know, where you're lacrosse, hockey, broomball, where you are 5-on-5 out there. There are lots of similarities, but then each of the sports has their own intricacies as well. Yeah, there are a lot of things that come from lacrosse that go to broomball strategy. And the man-on-man and making triangle offense is very similar to lacrosse to that. I was just going to say, the Valley Gamblers with a good offensive chance, and now they've drawn a penalty. So number 17, Noah Rouse, is going to be going to the penalty box for Kilsyth. Got his hands up high, maybe to the face or a hold. We'll just see what the call is from the official. But Valley Gamblers had a lot of pressure. It is a hold. Here it is. You can see Rouse's hand comes off, and he grabs. Well, when you see the jersey stretch like that, it's pretty easy right in front of the referee. So the Kilsyth Flyers, they are known for playing a very tight box in their defense in this power play. So you'll see them gather in close to the center, and they will try to block as many shots as possible. It's not like hockey here. You can't chase it. You can't do much with pressure. So the best thing here for them is to get close together, see if they can eat some rubber and clear the ball. Yeah, and you can see that on display right away. Kind of almost like a line in a sense, because the Gamblers have the ball so low. Moving it across the tops. So far, no shots. Here's Kyle Coleman, assistant captain, over to the wing. Pass it over to the wing. Now down into the corner. Is going to make the defense move a little, but a good save there by Lisk. Comes into the corner. Mercier with it now. All the way across the zone. Maybe setting up a one-timer. We're going to get a shot. We are. Misses low, but there's the rebound. And a nice athletic save by Lisk. Going right over top is Brad Nicola trying to get it back, but Kilsyth kept the ball. Now the Gamblers have it.
with a couple shots from the top of the power play there, they're trying to get those front penalty killers to commit to blocking that shot up the middle, and it'll open up the shots from the sides.
Okay, yes, that's it. Oh, you can see pass it. Get control with your hand a little bit there. But I do know you can't pass it to your teammate with your hand. I saw some of that in what I was watching.
No, a lot of times if the ball's spinning on you like that and you go to shoot it, it'll end up in the mesh.
Okay. So just get it calmed down and back onto your stick. So far the box is working for Kilsyth, but Valley Gamblers not in a hurry. There's a one-timer that's blocked, as you said, they were setting up for, and that's Stewart with the block, and he drew a penalty. Brandon Stewart draws a slashing penalty. And I think it was number 21, Kyle Como, that's going off.
Appears so. Looks like you got a little bit too much of the player, not enough of the ball on that one.
Yeah, a little too aggressive trying to get the ball back. There's the block by Stewart on the replay. And as he tries, gets him right maybe in the ankle or the shin. So that's a fortunate turn of events. Now, the players are wearing shin pads here, Ryan?
Yep, they're similar to soccer, a little bit beefier than soccer shin pads, but not as bulky as hockey shin pads.
Okay. Yeah, that allow for a little better movement than if you're wearing the hockey shin pads.
Yes, there are broomball specific shin pads for players once you decide that you're going to play broomball full time, and they are perfect and they're very sport specific.
And if you are a broomball player out there watching, there are some vendors up here on the concourse with all the new gear and all the stuff, and I imagine it's not for sale at every sports store, so if you need to take advantage, get some new stuff, get down here to the Bayshore, watch some action, and take advantage of the vendors.
Some local stores do have equipment. Garvin Gear carries a little bit, Joyce Sorcerer Sports carries a little bit, but by no means does anybody around have the variety that Al has here on display.
And here is Parker Wade with it. Goes all the way across the ice to Brandon Stewart. Brandon playing with his brother Brady on this Kilsyth team. So this age group is 16 to 20, is that the age group?
Yes, that's right.
So you do get lots of brothers, and in the women's game, lots of sisters playing because of the age difference.
Yeah,
or the age range, I should say.
That's right. They're next year there could be another Christine coming up with the Flyers.
Reed Gill had a chance there, kind of the first real good shot for Kilsyth, to see what they can do on the power play. Almost a little different approach from Valley. They've got 3 guys high, 1 guy right in the slot, but then Kilsyth is moving the ball across the top more.
Yeah, the Ottawa region, they play a diamond more so than a box. It allows you to do a little bit more pressure. One way to combat that is to get a guy for Kilsyth into the slot and it cause the Gamblers to tighten up a little.
Right in the middle of that.
That pressure makes guys panic sometimes and not make the play they want to make.
And there's Wepler, what you mentioned him earlier. That is Tyson Wepler with that shot high and wide. On the ball is Bailey Jost. Wepler gets it back. So bending but not breaking here. This is Gamblers defense on the penalty kill. See if Kilsyth, it looked like it was going to be kind of a tic-tac-toe baseball type swing, but it doesn't connect. There's a shot across the slot. Almost a lucky bounce off the defender's foot, but it's out to the blue line. Now remember, the offense, all back to even, and the offense is almost the red line, so it's still Kilsyth in control. But here come the Gamblers. They're back to even strength, as Ryan said. Can they make a move up the ice? A nice chip into the corner from Brady Nicola, straight out of where he was involved in the play earlier. Now Kilsyth coming back up, a pass up the middle. On it, there's Reed Gill, but he's defended. Paris with the defense, stick knocked in. We're getting another penalty here, probably a slash to Paris. It is a hold. Rip the stick out of the hand of Reed Gill.
Kilsyth to be hoping to get an equalizer here. Their reputation for Kilsyth is to play a defensive game and hopefully score late to break it open. They don't need to get into a shootout with the Gamblers. The Gamblers, likely to a man, are a little bit more talented, and if you're always chasing the lead against a team like that, they can break it open.
Yeah, you're pressing too much. They're going to take advantage of those opportunities. So it is another power play here for the Kilsyth Flyers, down 1-0. Halfway through the first period. They're 18-minute halves, so we're quarter of the way through the game. With it is Gill, who drew that penalty. Fake shot out to the left wing. On his off wing is Jacob Gagne. Everything kind of going through Gill at the top. He tries a backhander with a couple bounces. Oh, and a nice play by the goalie. Stay alert and knock that out of the slot.
see Kilsyth has went with a couple big bodies in front of this power play with Noah Rouse and Brady Stewart.
I was thinking the same thing. Those guys have spent their time in the crease in broomball and hockey, I'm sure. So you see Rouse parked right out in that slot area that you were talking about their last power. Into Stewart, the captain, in the corner. And I would think this was his last year maybe in the juvenile category, so he'll be looking to do some damage this weekend. There's a shot.
He's a last year juvenile. He played in the elite division with the Kilsyth Phantoms this year at the provincials, and by all accounts seemed to have a pretty strong tournament. So he's ready to move on.
And he's come back from, I'm sure he was studying hard for his university exams and had to take a break this week. So it's still the power play, 45 seconds left. Gill gets a shot in. Can this bounce work? No, knocked away. There's a shot blocked, so the Gamblers doing a good job getting in the way of these shots. Battling for the corner are Rouse and Tyler Dunsmore. Goes into the far corner for Brady Stewart. Up on the hash marks. Clayton Glover needs a change for Kilsyth. It's played back up to Gill. That is Jared Christie with the ball right there, stepping on. Now it's to Stewart. Back to Christie. Christie with a fake, and he gets a shot blocked. That's it. I don't have number 7 for the Valley Gamblers on my sheet, so we won't be able to tell you his name. He's playing defense or offense. But here comes Noah Rouse. He gets it out to Gagne. Back into the slot, a little flip, but it's knocked away by the Valley Gamblers. Here is out of the penalty box. Paris, can he get another breakaway? He does. His second breakaway of the game. Oh, and he gets a backhand on it. Crashes into the net. Lisk very aggressive on the goaltending there coming out. But that speed of Paris might be tricky for Kilsyth to deal with.
Yeah, once you get a chance, and a lot of these young guys are so fast that once they're a step ahead, that the defense isn't going to catch them.
Yeah. And there, as I said, Lisk being aggressive coming out at that ball. Because Paris didn't give up on it. He got a backhand on it, got a desperation shot. In for the face-off is Tyson Wepler against Brent Watke for Valley Gamblers. Kilsyth loses control of it. It's down into their corner. That is a nice, well, offside, I guess. One official looked at the other, not quite sure, but I'm pretty that's what it was called.
One thing with broomball is if both teams are offside, they automatically blow the whistle. It just saves confusion of the whole play, so they just whistle it down and start over.
Played down to the goal, he just shoves it into the corner. Valley Gamblers playing good defense here. Brett Bridges, 22, wins the physical battle on the boards, but he goes down with the Flyers. Coleman over the head of Christie. In there to get it is Brandon Robeson, throws it up the boards. Kilsyth the shot toward the net. And there's almost a kind of a fluky rebound bounce chance for Mike Harrington, but he can't quite find the ball.
That's the kind of bounce that Kilsyth might need to get the equalizer here.
Yeah, there've been a few kind of bounce through the crease like that just miss the stick of a Kilsyth player. So a face-off deep in the zone of the Valley Gamblers. Here it is, put in by Damian Walker, and it bounces through, and Mike Harrington can't quite find it. Valley Gamblers control the face-off. In behind their net, it's Mercier with it. He's going to kind of wait. As Ryan kind of talked about, when you're in that position, you're not going to chase him behind the net. It's too easy for them to get away on you. And there's Paris taking it back. I wonder, Ryan, if the clock here at the Bayshore will get in the way. Lots of the teams seem to like the flip shots that to move their team up the floor, and wonder if that could play a role in this game.
Yeah, it is a popular way to break out. It's effective to get it up over the defense and let fast winger go get it. When we first talked about doing events here, beginning with the provincials in 2015, I really thought that it would come into play a lot. But between that provincials, we had a few games, and then the senior nationals here, I would bet that if it's been hit 3 times, I'd be surprised.
Okay, yeah, so it's more of you assume it's going to be, but that is pretty high up on the list. And so Ryan, working his connection magic, got us the name of number 7 for the Valley Gamblers, Andrew DeCare. So that's good. We like to get everybody's name on here when they're touching the ball. The captain behind the net for the Valley Gamblers, winning 1-0. 5.5 minutes left in the first half. The ball's chipped through into the zone. Brady Stewart against Blake Rivest for Valley. Brady gets there first, but it turns into a battle in the corner, and the Gamblers do not come away with it, but because the help of Clayton Glover for Kilsyth. Over for Brandon Stewart, but he mishandles the ball. Valley Gamblers have it now, looking to get set up on offense and make a couple of changes.
You know, as a defenseman, that pressure on a forecheck, if you're chasing the ball down into the corner, it's menacing.
Well, what I noticed, because you're not stopping and changing directions real quickly, it's easier for that forechecker to kind of take you out of the play is what I'm seeing here. As you said, it's a menacing forecheck.
Yeah, if they're right on you, it's really hard to be able to fool the player.
Glover with it in the corner, being chased by DeCare. And Glover goes down. DeCare has it, moves to the front. And that ball is not played out. We saw this for the first goal for Valley Gamblers. They got Kilsyth hemmed in. There's a shot over the net and up into the mesh. So that'll be a good little break for Kilsyth.
That's sometimes a Gambler thing. They like to shoot for the top corner. I know their old captain, Joe Keeley, he likes to sail about 80% of the shots into the mesh above the net.
There do seem to be a lot of missed nets in Broomball. When you get the hands together and do either the forehand or the backhand. But that ball comes at you at a good pace.
Yeah, a lot of guys, especially at this level, can really fire it. Sometimes you get on the run and lose your balance or get a spinning ball, and it doesn't take much. It's just kind of something that's out of your control.
Brad Nicola wins the face-off for Valley, and it's into the zone, and DeCare's after it. You can see the carnage down in the corner. Gagne goes for a fall. Kilsyth get it out. It's Brandon Stewart. He does get it out past the red line so they can reset and get their forecheck in order. And played back to the goalie. You'll see that a lot too at this level of Broomball. If you're in trouble, play it back to your goalie and just kind of get yourself under control and collected.
Yeah, you can use your goalie as a third defenseman a lot of times. It's handy if you do have that forechecker right on your tail that you can play it to them. They can see the play developing in front of them.
Yeah.
An easy outlet.
So here's Kilsyth has it. Can Valley get on the forecheck and cause trouble like they have so often this game already? Played to safety behind the net. It's Kilsyth planning a breakout. Just up the boards, off the glass. Back down in deep. No sense in hurrying and making the wrong decision here for Kilsyth. Nick Marchand over all the way to Gill, who puts it down the ice, and icing is waved off as the Valley Gamblers captain was back there to play it.
With such a big ice, icing is almost difficult here, especially if the refs notice that the defenseman or the closest player isn't chasing the ball with their max effort. They'll wave it off.
Yeah, I like that approach from an official. Like, that is the rule. With reasonable effort, if you can get there, it should be blown off. So it's good that they enforce that. And here's the Valley Gamblers set up in the offensive zone. Dickens played it into the corner. Dickens has it now again. It's come back up to him on the half wall. He loses his stick in a bit of a collision. But, that kept in nicely by Ferguson. There's a shot toward the net and a good save by Lisk. Good rebound control because the Gamblers were buzzing toward the crease.
When the Kilsyth Flyers get hemmed in their own end like that, they'll basically go to a man-on-man and just try to keep all the Gamblers to the outside. You might not get the ball back, but as long as the Gamblers have the ball out amongst the boards, then really they can't hurt you.
Not too much damage out there. Ben Hill with that shot on net for the Gamblers. Played into the hash marks. Kyle Coleman with it, one of the assistant captains. But he's just played kind of, as Ryan's been alluding to, keep them outside. It's Damian Walker just playing a patient defense. Can't do any damage from there. Oh, but he kind of tries to turn into a sneak backhand, but Walker was there to deflect the ball. Played in behind the net.
With the Flyers and Gamblers playing so many times the last couple of years, we get to know each other a little bit. And the man-on-man style, it really can help getting caught in a mismatch.
Yeah.
There are definitely some standout players. It's like no other sport. There's going to be players on each team that are stronger than others. So with the man-on-man style, if you know you're matched up against someone that you maybe can't handle, then you can just stay between them and the net and hopefully minimize the damage they can make.
So there's a bit of a collision with the net for Dylan Martin. I wanted to talk about the speed he showed getting back on defense, and that speed carried right through those nets, and those are big, heavy nets. So to knock it over, it's a good thing it doesn't fall on their goaltender. Who stays safe.
Yeah, they certainly make a big bang when they come down. Looked like he got helped in a little bit.
Yeah, and that goalie is Sam Lemery. I haven't mentioned his name yet for the Valley Gamblers. Each team coming in today, the Gamblers have a backup goalie dressed, and so does Kilsyth. I can't tell who that is for Kilsyth. They have Brandon Stewart listed as one of their goalies, but he's out there running around. So Valley Gamblers being patient behind their own net. Jack Mercier plays it up the middle, but it's picked off by Rouse. Here comes Rouse, chips it into the middle. Are we going to get a shot? Oh, one pass too many maybe, but a good try. Can't get it over the stick of the defense. And look at the speed on Mercier. He goes right around the outside. And there is a good save by Lisk. So it looks like Mike McDonald is the other goalie for Kilsyth. Here's a replay right from the middle. The Kilsyth defender falls, actually gives it right back to the the Valley Gamblers. There's a great save by Lisk off the stick of Kyle Coleman.
Kyle Coleman, he's played the last couple of years. He won with the Gamblers last year. He played elite the last 2 years at the provincials as well. He's a big boy, and he can shoot with the best of them, so that was an excellent save on the Kilsyth goalie.
And you see Lisk was out aggressively at the top of the paint, and say taking that shot away.
Yeah, the nets are so big that cutting down the angle is a very important thing for the goalies to do.
There's that flip shot we were talking about earlier, and Glover's chasing it down, but he's beat there by Dunsmore. Dunsmore back to his goalie, and then back to Dunsmore. Into the corner. Oh, and taking it. Gagne gets a miscommunication by the Gamblers of who's going for it. There's a shot by Gill over the net. Mercier with it now for the Gamblers. He's just going to take it into his corner, get some space, and chip it over the top. A breakaway ball that I think will end up going for icing. But yeah, that ball has a tendency to kind of stop up. Like it kind of gets that backspin maybe and doesn't get down the ice real smooth.
Yeah, if there's a bit of height under it, when it lands, it gets a bit of backspin, and the Bay Shore is a pretty warm ice surface as far as broomball goes, and it doesn't take long for the ball to die before it gets to the goal line.
12 and a half seconds left here in the first period. 1-0 Gamblers. They scored early, but then it's been fairly even since then. I would say the chances have been more plentiful for the Valley Gamblers, but Brady Lisk equal to the task in the Kilsyth net. The Gill wins the faceoff for Kilsyth, but gets a shot to the back of the legs for his efforts. And here's Christie chasing it down. He's being chased by DeCare. Christie.
With only a second to go.
You can't take anything for granted, though. And again, these icings aren't that common here, as we've been talking about. So Christie and DeCare can't take any of that for granted. So Gill settles back in for the faceoff against Paris. And that'll do it for the first period. So Ryan, what are your takeaways from that first period? 1-0 Gamblers, but what are your thoughts for both teams after that first period?
The Gamblers, they look like they've maybe got more skill on their side. The Flyers definitely not playing to their game plan, being behind the goal. It's definitely tougher for them to chase and try to tie this game and then get ahead. I'd say the Flyers are playing a pretty good game, all things considered. They definitely need the next one. If they get down 2-0, that's a pretty tall mountain to climb.
And scores in broomball generally aren't that high.
No, usually if you get two good teams, it's going to be a 1-0, 2-1 game. We had a couple of games earlier that maybe got a little bit away from that, but for the most part, scoring chances are pretty limited.
Well, and so while we've got a break here in the action, a lot of us hustling here on the Rogers group, hustling here from our day jobs to get some of this broadcasting done for you. So we want to thank the crew refreshments that were provided by Dairy Queen. I know I got a text from Mark halfway home from walk who said, "You want Dairy Queen?" And I just said a quick yes. So thanks to Dairy Queen for keeping us nourished so we can keep going all night. And I know It's really appreciated by everybody on the crew. All volunteers here in Rogers TV bringing this action to you. So Mark Perry has put together a great team of people for the 4 days of broomball, and we love doing it. Again, thanks to Ryan and Linda Thompson, I believe that is.
Linda Tomset,
sorry.
Yeah.
Linda Tomset, who you work with to bring this national event to Owen Sound, but a pretty spectacular event for a community like Owen Sound. I know your games, so the Kilsyth Flyers play out of Katy. Is that where is their home
Yes,
rink?
they play on Sunday nights in the Katy Men's League, and man, they've come a long way. The start of the year, they kind of look like scared teenagers, but they're playing against some men and some big men, and some that probably look a little scary. But by the end of the season, they were hanging with everybody. Our league is it's very even nowadays, so they easily could have won the championship just as easily. They won a couple games in playoffs and didn't win, but pretty much all of us veterans and watching them play, we all kind of have come to the realization that it's not going to take long until they're kicking our butts.
No, so I was speaking in the introduction that me growing up sort of on the east side of Owen Sound and Wagner and Owen Sound, broomball was never a part of my part of the world. But then people I knew on your side in Katy and on your side of Owen Sound, broomball's been it's more in that region. I mean, we're not far away. But
yep, it seems
did
to
you
be
play
in
growing
pockets.
up?
I never played growing up. I played starting at 16, 17 years old. So it seems to be something for my age group that we kind of got into as a group of friends when we kind of aged out of hockey.
Yeah.
We didn't want to play juvenile. A few of us didn't, or had the opportunity to play junior hockey, but didn't want that time commitment.
Yeah.
So it was a good way to hang out with our buddies. And then when our eyes got open to the opportunities of playing like legitimate broomball and going to provincials and nationals, the allure was it was great. So we happened to have some luck. We had some very successful teams, some really good players that have gone on to lengthy broomball careers. In our first year, we won the provincials. Second year, we ended up going to the nationals ourselves. So, between the players that we got, they've stuck with it because it was such a good experience. And then it doesn't take long with word of mouth to, hey, that was awesome. You tell a couple friends, and they want to play, and then next thing you know, there's a lot of people going.
And that's I want to talk a bit more about that and the growth of the sport, but there's the best chance so far for Kilsyth, but a good save by Lemery and some great rebound control. So face-off down in the Valley Gambler zone. Good battle along the boards, back to the point to Jacob Gagne, and he misses the net high and wide. Stuck in the mesh, but brought out there nicely.
I would imagine with Rob coaching the Flyers that he will have told them a couple things he noticed at the break there, and they'll make some good second half adjustments.
And there's a good play to control the ball, but not able to keep it in for Kilsyth. Right on it is Paris. He's been all over the ice for Gamblers, and he's chasing the ball down again against Gagne. Paris comes away with it, maybe? He does. He pushes it back out to the blue line, and a diving play back to his defense partner. Braden Robeson keeps it in, but not for long. Back to Kyle. Como's going to get it from his goalie. We already talked about Como tonight, a veteran player for this team. Defended at the red line, but it gets out, so Gambas do a good job of getting it out. And here comes Rivest into the corner. Oh, good back check there by Bailey Drost with the white helmet for Kilsyth. Now played hard along the boards, but kept in. Mercier with it. Chips it high into the hash marks. And there's DeCare looking for a teammate. He's got his teammate. A bit of post defense. Oh, and a sneaky shot, but I'm not sure if it went wide, but a sneaky little shot there from Nicola.
In the past few years, the wrist shot has really developed into a weapon in broomball. It used to not be very prevalent, but players have really worked on it, and you can see a lot of the young guys now that they can wrist shot almost as hard as guys that wind up and have a big booming shot.
So it'd be interesting for you to see then in sort of your 20 years or so with the sport how it progresses, and that can bring us back to the point I wanted to make. There seem to be younger and younger kids playing. It's no longer, like you said, for your buddies that you age out of another sport. So, let's give this a try. Now youth are making the choice to play broomball at a younger age as not just a backup sport, but as their main sport.
Yeah, like Rob's kids, for instance, they both gave up hockey to play broomball and focus on it. It's definitely a more economical sport. The equipment's cheaper. The the fees seem to be cheaper. It's not as much of a time commitment as some minor hockey can be.
Yep.
And as far as the camaraderie goes, like usually all the kids are signed up because they really want to play. You know, they don't have their parents force them into it, or they're not doing something they don't want to do.
Right.
So it's fun to play with a good, fun group of people, and most broomball teams are they're tightly knit groups.
So Brady Stewart did win the face-off, which has led to some offensive zone pressure here from Kilsyth. Back to the point, but it's intercepted there. Dickens tried to get it out, but it's kept in. Stewart now into the corner.
The Palmerston area has a good junior program where some kids start as early as 8 years old. We don't have that here in this area quite so much, but it is a good thing going. They have Palmerston on Sunday. If you want to use the arena, you can only use it for broomball shows.
Oh, right on. And I know we have a Palmerston women's team here this week.
Yep, the Palmerston Terminators are here, and then the Mildmay Moose actually play on the Sunday night league in Palmerston as well.
Yes, I did see the Mildmay Moose, because a couple of my students at Walker District Community School play on the women's team that's here this week, so it'll be neat to see them play. And how different communities latch on to the sport and set aside time for it.
Yeah, it seems to be a pocket sport, so it's popular in Katy and Desborough, and then if you go south, people in Hanover don't play it, and then you go a little bit further, and Harrison and Palmerston do. So I can't explain it, but it just seems to be the way it is.
There, Brady Stewart kept it in at the red line for a little while, but now it's back to Rouse. He does a nice little flip over here to Harrington. Harrington a 1-on-4. He's going to get it deep in the zone at least. So Kilsyth showing some great pressure here early in the second half. Up to the blue line, but it's not. It does get out. It sneaks out. Played well there. Parker Wade back to his teammate Jared Christie. And here's Harrington. Harrington chips it by. A little shove there, a little of the body contact we talked about. So no shoulder pads. The players are still moving at a pretty good speed, so they can get some good licks in on you if you want.
Yeah, no shoulder pads. It's got its pros and cons, but one pro I find is that guys don't take major runs because you're just as likely to hurt yourself as your opponent.
That's the point even Don Cherry used to make about, I don't believe in everything he says anymore, but he used to make that point that in Wendell Clark's era, when you hit someone, you had to factor in how much it would hurt yourself too.
Yeah,
and it might make you more responsible, so that would play a role in this for sure. So Mercier with the ball now. The captain for the Valley Gamblers plays it up. Chasing it down is Blake Rivest. Oh, he puts it back, but his teammate isn't there. Instead, it's Kilsyth. Now down into their corner for Damian Walker. Plays it all the way across. And there's a little flip shot. We're seeing that shot used quite effectively by both teams to get it out of their zone. Go over the top a little. Oh, nice aggressive play by Dunsmore to keep it in.
The flip is a safe play because you can get it up over people. Unlike a hockey puck, if you can feather a puck through someone where the ball is so much bigger, it doesn't take much to get a stick or a hand on it to defend the pass.
Yeah, so you really have to get it over top where they can't reach it. And here's Dunsmore with it on high. He's going to go for his shot, but it's blocked. A lot of blocked shots, and again, that's a theme that you talked about on the penalty kill, but it comes into play all over here. Mercier with the ball. Creates some space for himself. Now Kilsyth has to push a little. They're down 1-0. And there's the flip shot beside the big clock here at the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center. Nick Marchand chasing it down against Decaire. Decaire wins that battle. He's 1-on-2 in the corner. Who's going to come out with it here? Decaire with a good battle. Kilsyth.
That's kind of the ideal flip right there. That gets you down the boards and gets you in an even flip race against your defenseman.
Can Kilsyth take advantage here? A defender's down. But great back check by Dunsmore to come back and play the ball back to his goalie. There's an alert forward or defenseman kind of hustling back to play some good defense.
The Ottawa area, they're also very well developed with their youth program. Like they have a lot of good senior teams, so they have a lot of good players and a lot of good coaches to get these kids going and get them interested, and a lot of good coaching and opponents to play against all season long. Yeah,
well, and that's a big part of it. You mentioned these Kilsyth Flyers playing in the adult league, and some of that happens a lot around here. Fastball and stuff. The midget teams will play in the men's leagues because there aren't teams everywhere. So it's good for these to have good competition to play against.
Yeah, as you're a young kid, you do take your licks, that's for sure. But eventually you grow from them, and you get to dish them out instead of taking them all the time.
And here comes Drost with the white helmet. It draws your attention to him. He tries for the flip but misses. That's dangerous. Oh, but thankfully his opponent, number 5, Matt Muser, fans on it to bail him out a little bit.
Yeah, so the Ottawa really had the defending elite runs chance in Nicole. They've won 2 years in a row now, and both years the Ottawa Nationals have run up. And a lot of these Valley Gamblers, they find a place to play on the senior team, be it for the home or for the Ottawa Nationals. And there's 13 ball Brewers, and then there's a couple other teams intermediate. So I would bet of the 20 players that are with the Gamblers right now, 15, 16 of them are likely playing for somebody at senior provincials.
Okay, so they're getting lots of high-quality competition in. And Brady Stewart with it, goes onto the wing to Drost. Drost has Jason Rourke with him. Rourke's in the slot, but Drost has it covered there in the corner by Braden Robinson. Oh, good physical battle. Drost, can he get to the slot? Brady Stewart calling for it. And there's Rourke out in the slot as well. Chips it into the corner for Stewart. Covered by Paris. Stewart, big strong athlete against a couple big strong athletes for the Valley Gamblers. Drost has it again. He's got Rourke trying to get open out front. Tries a little backhand, but it's blocked. Blocked there by Paris, who has it now, comes around the corner. Valley Gamblers looking for a way to get it out, and they dump it down. This is going to be a foot race here. He will not go for icing. So number 20, Blake Rivest on the ball. He's covered there by Matt Muser. Valley Gamblers in the corner.
There again with that, with such warm ice, it slows the ball down if it isn't in the air. So icings, they are difficult to come by, and it's not like hockey in the NHL. If you ice the ball, you can get off the line change. So yeah, anytime that they don't, I'm sure the defense, their heart drops a little.
Yeah. Now there's a great breakout by Kilsyth and Noah Rouse on it. Rouse has it. The defense just kind of laying off him, giving him a bit of space, and here's Jared Christie. Christie tripped up, and he's going to draw a penalty. So a good aggressive run by Christie draws a penalty on number 7, Andrew DeCare.
So it appeared as if the Gamblers are kind of taking the foot off the gas a little bit. I think just getting down, we're under half of the second period left, but they're maybe a little bit more into the protect mode.
Yep.
Also, I've noticed that the Kilsyth Flyers have sent their defensemen into pace a lot here, so they're keeping the pressure down low. It looks like they're trying to keep the forecheck on and hopefully get a bounce.
I wonder if we're seeing a bit of a bench shortening here for Kilsyth Flyers. You see Brady Stewart come right back on the ice. He did not get much of a rest, but he's one of their more senior players in his last year of juvenile.
Yeah, and he's one of their strongest players. So if they don't score in this power play, they're down to 6.5 minutes left to try to tie the game up.
There's a one-timer from Christie that sails high and wide, but getting it back is Nick Marchand. Marchand to Wepler. Over to Jared Christie. He's going, oh, that's just a pass into the corner for Gill. Gill still slipped, but he gets it back. A nicely blocked shot for the Gamblers. There's Christie. Oh, and a good shot. Oh, nice save. I think he kind of surprised the goalie there, Ryan, but a great left leg save or left arm save by the goalie Lemery for Valley Gamblers.
Yeah, they need to keep moving the ball around to try to get the penalty killers on the move. Don't let them set up and block anything, just like that.
Here's a chance. Oh, and a big desperation save, 2 of them by Sam Lemery. There was the chance for Kilsyth, but couldn't elevate it over the goaltender.
They just don't seem to be getting any luck around the net today. They lost their game 2-1 in overtime earlier today, and they had 2 beautiful scoring chances that they just missed the net on. And then one of them turned right back around, and sure enough, Quebec scored.
And there was that fortunate bounce off the backboards. Marchand got it to the front, but Stewart just couldn't get it elevated over Lemery. Good save by the goalie. Gill with it, and now it ends up back on the point. Over here to Christie. Back to Wepler. Christie and Wepler playing catch. Now it's down into the corner. Back up to Christie. Gill has it, puts it to the net, but it's in the side mesh. Kind of teases you there a bit when the mesh moves. So they're moving the ball around pretty well. 46 seconds left on the power play, so they still have a bit of time. But as you mentioned, scoring on this power play is pretty crucial. You want to take advantage of your power plays in Broomball.
Yes, absolutely. Good teams can win tournaments just strictly on special teams.
A nice face-off win by Gill. Oh, blocked shot. Sacrificing himself is Brent Watke for the blocked shot. Here's Stewart in the corner. To Marchand, back to Tyson Wepler. Wepler across to Christie. They've stuck with the same power play unit this whole time. Here's Gill in the corner. Gill just tries to go high. Tries to go up over the goalie, but misses the net. There's a blocked shot again for the Valley Gamblers. Christie in a foot race. The two Gamblers come, but they make the wise decision to peel off. Oh, played up well. Look at that, getting back on side is Gill.
There's the goalie being the sixth defenseman for you there.
And I appreciated that effort from Gill to get back on side so he could play that ball. But Lisk, you're right, coming up, recognizing that. Wepler with a good play. Can he keep it? And we're back to even strength. And that was almost a break for the Valley Gamblers as DeCare came back onto the ice. So Kilsyth doesn't score on the power play. They have been carrying the offensive zone play this period. So let's see if they can take advantage anytime soon. Here is Nicola with it, but he's checked right as he crosses the blue line. Kyle Como with the ball now. Puts a high shot over the net, but there's the bounce. Handled by Brady Quenville. And a miss by Como. And here's Brady Stewart. He's a one-on-one. Holds the ball out wide. He's taken down. Nice. He gets the shot off. No penalty there as the player was going for the ball, making an honest effort at the ball, but Stewart still has it. We may not see him go off the rest of the game. I know if it was up to him, he wouldn't go off. He likes the big moments.
I think with 6 minutes left on this size ice, he's going to need a rest here and there. But
I imagine he will. But there Stewart gets it back with some physical play. Gets it out front, but high and banged away by the Valley Gamblers. Kept in there by Rouse. Oh, and a fortunate play off the foot, but it will come out for the Valley Gamblers. A one-on-one with Rouse back on defense, but Quenville decides just to get it deep and get himself a change. And there we can see Brady Stewart taking advantage of a change. The ball is with Nick Hatt. Hatt gets it picked off at the blue line, so he doesn't get it out. Oh, nice defensive play by Brandon Stewart. And here's Reed Gill with the ball, looking for a Brandon Stewart streak into the net, but it just gets knocked behind him. The Gamblers, oh, a nice give and go to get out of the zone, get some speed. Brent Watke on Noah Rouse. Watke sees his teammate Dickens on the sidewall, and there's a good save by Lisk again.
You can see the Gamblers are definitely not sending a third forecheck right at any point. I would say they're going into prevent mode here.
And let's see, sometimes, you're watching football, they go into prevent, teams just give up 30-yard pass after 30-yard pass. Let's see what Kilsyth can do with 4.5 minutes left, down 1-0. Certainly have controlled the offensive play this period, but have nothing to show for it. Bending and not breaking in prevent mode are the Valley Gamblers. Brandon Stewart being chased there by Paris, who's been all over our call so far. Penalty and I think a goal, the first goal, or the only goal. Here's Valley Gamblers, sort of the first time they've been set up in the offensive zone to get a shot toward the front, and that can be dangerous with a player there. Banged away, a foot race. Mercier with it for the Valley Gamblers, being guarded by Clayton Glover. Mercier's happy to have time just tick off the clock. His team's winning 1-0. Glover just guarding him in the slot. There's a shot out. It's not out now, it's out. Rivest puts it into the corner. He's going to run in there, Parker Wade. Parker Wade makes a sliding play, but here's Paris. Oh, and a good save by Lisk. You see again out at the top of his crease. Paris had nothing to shoot at.
That Kilsyth's going to have to find a way that they can close the distance when the Gamblers have the ball in their own end. They're content. And it's never a good idea to run at a player that's looking at you because of the shoes and the stickiness, they can step around you and make you look like a fool.
Just a quick juke and they're gone.
But as their other forwards in defense are closing on their players, they're going to have to do something to force some giveaways here.
Harrington with it now, throws it out of the zone. It does get down. It's not going to go for icing. Paul Paris with it back to his goalie. Lemery's made some big saves here in the second period to keep the 1-0 lead. Braden Robinson playing pitch and catch with Paris. Now it's up the wall. Just chipped out of the zone. A nice play. One-on-one battle for it at the blue line of the Kilsyth Flyers. It's controlled by the Valley Gamblers. Dumped in, get some time off the clock. Oh, there's a nice little stick handle. Buddy ends up losing the ball. Kilsyth trying to chip it out of their zone. They don't get it out yet. Mike Harrington on it, makes a pass into the zone. He's up there with Christie. And he had Wepler going to the net, but he gets body checked down there. Nicola with a really nice solid hit.
And there's an open hit. It's just a good solid check. It was a kind of a big hit for Broomball, to be honest, but again, with him factoring how much he's going to get hurt by throwing that hit, he doesn't put everything he absolutely has in to crush that player.
And there's Nicola and Stewart battling for it behind, and now Harrington going for it against Quenneville. Ball's played back to the point. We're going to get a shot into the corner. Stewart can't find it, so that ball's going to get out. And they pulled the goalie. Brady Lisk is out. So they can't give the ball away. Now, have they done that? Gets into the corner, out of harm's way. And there's Rourke on the ball. Rourke plays it around to Gill. Reed Gill now with it. Minute 45 left in a 1-0 game for the defending national champion Valley Gamblers over the Kilsyth Flyers. Brady Stewart can't hold it on the boards. And DeCare has it. Can he get a shot on net? Not really, but it's enough to get Rouse out of position. Now here goes Rouse with it. Makes a move to the boards. He's on a bit of a one-man show here. Gets it into the corner, sealed off there with a hit by Jack Mercier, the captain. Nicola with it now, just has to lift it out. Goes with that safe play, but it hits not the clock. You got that really high, right?
Yeah, that's really high to get into these rafters. So with the man advantage, yes, I'd imagine, I would be surprised if Kilsyth doesn't call a timeout here just to get their key players a rest and make sure that the top 6 guys don't miss.
So we see Gill and Stewart out there with Noah Rouse, Jacob Gagne, and Jason Rourke. And there's the timeout that you predicted, Ryan. Minute 19 left, 1-0 Gamblers. And we should say, you mentioned it earlier, at Passing Kilsyth lost their game earlier today.
Yeah, they lost a heartbreaker 2-1. They were up 1-0, and then Quebec with the blitz. They came back and tied it late, and then to end the fair, Broomball in overtime. It goes 3-on-3 with goalies. The old rule used to be 4-on-4 with no goalies. But they found that games were taking too long because people would focus so much on playing defense and not getting scored on.
Right.
So this is a lot more like similar to NHL 3-on-3 or the attack. They're playing 3-on-3. Like it's just fire wagon. Like it's a 2-on-1 one direction. If they don't score, then it's a 2-on-1 back game direction.
And we actually, fortunately enough, being on the air at 5 o'clock, and we were able to catch the overtime between Odessa and the Blitz that had been scored in overtime to go 2-0 on the day. So they're off to a good start. And Odessa, I believe, them at 0-2. Because they've already lost to the Valley Gamblers.
Yeah, so that's a tough opening day for Kilsyth and Odessa. It's the same schedule as Flip-Flop. Quebec, they always send strong teams. They have strong ball handlers, a lot of ball skill. And the Gamblers, they're tough every year. They seem to win almost every year. So as an opening day for both Odessa and Kilsyth, it's tough. If Kilsyth can't come back and tie the second minute, it's not the start they want, but by no means is it over. They rattle off a couple wins tomorrow, and they're right back in the thick of the A-side playoffs.
So here we go. Gill, Stewart. They got Christie, Wepler, and Jacob Gagne out there for Kilsyth to try and even this up. 1:12 left. Oh, nice patient play by Christie. There's a shot across the crease. Doesn't connect. Back to Wepler at the point. Over here to Gagne. Back to Wepler. And you can hear a public address announcer Fred Wallace. 1 minute to play. I'm sorry, that's Nick Marchand over there, 25, not Brandon Stewart. Tall, lanky guys got me confused. Okay, here we go. Jared Christie into the corner. Puts it up front. Oh, a tough bounce for Kilsyth. Right through they keep it in. They do. Great pursuit there by Wepler and Marchand to help him, and you can see Brady Stewart down. Can they get it back once again? Reed Gill in there, the physical battle in the corner. 25 seconds left. Here's Wepler. Ah, darn, there it is. That could do it, folks. It's going to be an icing, so it'll get them the face-off they want, so never mind. Still time.
18 seconds if they get in the face-off. They've got a chance to get a couple shots, maybe a good chance or two. The Gamblers are playing a house-style defense, basically what I mentioned with Kilsyth on their penalty kill and trying to just block shots. So Kilsyth, they're going to have to rely on moving the ball around and trying to find an opening.
So Gill in for the face-off. Can't see the number for the Valley Gamblers. Oh, that was Paris. Mercier plays it up, but it's kept in by Wepler. Wepler goes to the backhand, just into the corner. 8 seconds. It's got to get toward the net from Christie here. He's got to get it out front. Here's a shot from Wepler. And a bounce. He didn't get it off. Couldn't get it out of his feet. Jacob Gagne had it there, but just that's a frustrating feeling when you can't get it from your feet to your stick.
Yeah, and the ball's spinning on you, and you don't want to shoot it into somebody, and all the clock's winding down. That's not a fun position to be in.
And that's probably something we really can't appreciate from up here, how much spin is on that ball when it's even just sitting in one place.
Yeah, if it bounces off someone and it's spinning on the ground, and then if it's really spinning and you go to grab it with your stick, sometimes it can just hop right off it, and you lose control entirely.
So the end result here is a 1-0 win for the Valley Gamblers, for them to go 2-0 on day one. And a tough loss with lots of pressure in the second half, but nothing to show for it. A tough loss for the Kilsyth Flyers to go 0-2 on day one. Just, I guess, give me your general impressions of that game, Ryan.
I think Kilsyth will be kicking themselves that they gave up that chance to start the game and get down 1-0. Overall, they played a good game. I think they can come away with a moral victory in that. Like if they can win their couple games tomorrow and the game Friday morning and round robin 3-2, then they still have a shot at the playoffs. So the Gamblers will be happy with where they're at with the 2-0 start. As long as they win 1 or 2 of their remaining games, then they'll be in the thick of the playoffs too.
And you can see the players of the game being announced. You can hear that. The PA announcer Fred Wallace. Brady gave up that goal real early, but then he stayed right in there and made some really big aggressive saves right in the game.
Yeah, he kept the Gamblers from getting ahead a couple and running away with it.
That would have been my pick, so I'm agreeing with who's ever picking these players in the game. Paris scored the goal, but that wasn't all he did. Every time we looked up and see he was making a defensive play or doing a forecheck, he was all over the ice for the Valley Gamblers to go.
Yeah, absolutely. He was the forward for them. He caused a lot of disturbance for Kilsyth when they were in the Kilsyth end, and he created a lot of things for the Gamblers on offense. Speaking of the players of the game, we have a very dedicated crew of volunteers that are here, all previous broomball players or active senior broomball players.
Okay.
They each watch the game together. Each one gets a team, and they work together to figure out the players of the game, and then they have a big part in deciding the final banquet, all-star teams and team MVPs, and then each player of the game.
So you have a banquet at the end that is that all the team. When is that, Saturday night or is that Friday night?
With the juveniles, they do it on Friday nights. With the seniors, they do it on Saturdays. But you don't want the kids celebrating too much at a sanctioned event on the Saturday. So they do it on the Friday night. There's a first and second team all-star for both divisions, and each team MVP and a sports-minded team. And then they have a great catered meal from the Green Door Cafe.
Oh, nice.
And that they do, and everything's still here at the Bay Shore, so it's convenient for everyone to get back and forth.
Right.
And then, so they take those awards into Saturday, and then as the championships go, they get their golds and silvers and whatever medal they earn. So, and then everybody can be wrapped up and out of here for the teams that have to travel back to Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Quebec. They can hit the road or catch their flights on Saturday or on Sunday.
Yeah, and that would be a big deal to get home in a reasonable time.
Well, and then the officials in the area, the senior nationals are next week in Manitoba.
Oh.
So